All right, year 3, today we're going to be looking at two different things. We're going to be looking at things that we're grateful for and some things that challenge us. So, to start off with, we really need to think about what being grateful actually means. So, what is showing gratitude or being grateful? I would say that showing gratitude and being grateful is just being thankful for the things that we have and recognizing and reflecting that we're actually really lucky. Even though the world is really strange at the moment, there are lots of things that we can be grateful for at the moment. I'm grateful that I've got somewhere lovely to live. I'm grateful that I've got amazing students and that I get to do such an awesome job every day being an art teacher. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful that my family are safe, and I'm grateful that I've got access to food. There's heaps and heaps of things that I'm grateful and thankful for, and I'm going to include them in my artwork today. So I want you to have a think to start off with about some of the things you're thankful for. The next thing is we're going to start having a little think about some challenges that we've got at the moment, things that we're finding really tricky. It might be that you're having a hard time keeping up with remote learning, or you're having a hard time being at home all the time. You might be fighting with your brother or your sister. You might be having a hard time keeping up with your chores. There's lots of things that are really challenging at the moment, and we're going to reflect on those as well today. So have a think about those things that you're thankful for and grateful for, as well as some things that you're finding challenging and tricky at the moment. And then we're going to turn them into an artwork. So today you're just going to need a piece of paper and your drawing stuff. Easy peasy. Grab it. Okay, so like I said, all you need today is your drawing stuff and a piece of paper. Today I've chosen to use an A3 piece of paper because we're going to be tracing our hands. And my hands don't actually fit on an A4 piece of paper when I put them side by side. Yours should though, so A4 should be fine. Otherwise you can stick two A4 pieces together and make A3, but I think you guys will be fine to put two hands side by side on an A4. Okay, so this is where things get tricky today. I need you to pick the hand that you write with. So I write with my right hand, which means I'm going to start by tracing my left hand. So like I said, I write with this hand normally, and I'm going to trace my left hand using my right hand. So I'm going to start by doing this with a grey lead. Please don't trace your finger with your hand with texture or anything like that. It makes your hands very dirty. All right, so I've done my beautiful tracing of my left hand, and this is going to be the side where I talk about my gratitudes, the things that I am grateful for. Then here's where it gets tricky. I'm then going to trace my right hand with my left hand. So this is the hand that I don't write with normally. So I find this much more challenging. And this is going to be my challenges hand. So I'm going to take my time doing it. So you should be tracing each hand with the opposite hand. So you shouldn't have two hands that are the same. You should have one right hand and one left hand. And whichever one is the one you don't normally write with, that's going to be your challenges hand. That wasn't too bad actually though. I'm pretty happy. I'm just going to close them off, and this is going to be my challenges. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to choose to go over these with a black marker. You know that that's just how I like to do things. I like how it looks when I do things with a black marker. So I'm just going to trace over it, and then once it's a little bit more dry, I can rub out any grey lead I can still see. And I'm going to do the same thing for the hands as well. So I'm going to trace around this hand. It was a little bit more dodgy. This is a good opportunity to fix up any dodgy lines too. I'm really bad with drawing and using my left hand. So I'm actually really happy with how my challenges one has worked out. All right, while I'm doing this, I'm going to start thinking about 4 things that have challenged me at the moment, and 4 things that I am grateful for. And those 4 things I'm going to write inside the fingers of these hands. Outline, almost done. And instead of using black, I'm actually going to do these ones with color. Let me just grab my stuff. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to do my challenges in warm colors. I'm not sure why, but I just associate warm colors with challenges and cool colors with the things I'm grateful for. And then in each of these fingers, I'm going to write the things that I'm either grateful for or that are challenging me at the moment. So I'm going to start with the gratitudes because I think that one's a bit easier for me, I think. So my first one is that I'm safe. And I'm just going to do healthy. Ooh, I might just have to write health. I'm going to run out of room. Yep. Safe and my health. That's the first thing I'm grateful for. Then the next thing I'm grateful for is my family. I'm going to write that in the next finger. And the next thing is my awesome work, which is teaching you guys. So I'm also going to put on there my students, if I can fit it. Whoa, I need longer fingers. And then lucky last, I am going to write that I have a home as my last one. I'm going to do green again because that's my favorite color. I'm going to write my house. Ooh, and food. I'm very grateful that I have easy access to food. That's something that is really important at the moment, I think. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, except instead of writing my gratitudes, I'm going to write my challenges. So I'm going to have a think about what those are, but I'm going to come back to that and finish this guy first. So I'm now going to fill up this hand with patterns, just like we did with our silhouette artworks a few weeks ago. So I'm going to just start by making some different patterns and shapes and filling up some of the sections of their hand. Now I've chosen to do my colors like this. I think it's a good idea to keep them different, but you can do this however you like. This is just one way of doing things. I like the idea of them being different though. So like I said, I've chosen to do one hand warm and one hand cool colors, and I think that's a good idea just to keep them different. But you could do one hand in rainbow colors, one hand black and white, up to you. And you need to think about how you're going to write things so that they fit in the fingers and all that jazz as well. I love the beautiful purple of this texture so much. And I'm trying not to put the same colors next to the words so that my patterns don't blend in with the words. And just to make them a little bit clearer. All right, I'm going to keep going with this, and then I'm going to do my warm challenges hand and I'll come back. Okay, so I've gone through and finished off my gratitudes hand and my challenges hand. So I've written a couple of things here that I'm finding really challenging at the moment. So being in isolation, not being able to go to school, wearing a mask when I go outside, and not being able to see my friends and family. This one I sort of scooched over into the thumb because I ran out of room. So this is what I want you to have a think about this week. Some things that you're grateful for, some things that you're finding challenging, and I want you to turn them into this artwork using your hands. Good luck with this task, Year 3. I really hope that you're taking an opportunity to reflect on how you're feeling about things at the moment, what you're really grateful for, and what you're finding challenging. I hope you don't find it too tricky to trace your non-dominant hand like I do. But I think that's a nice little challenge in the artwork itself. All right, good luck with this artwork this week, Year 3, and I will see you next time.